Yo, crypto nation and mining family, what's going on? What up, what up, what up, everyone? What's going on, all you happy hashers out there? Hopefully, everybody's having a great FA Monday. If you're having a great day, dude, just drop some FAs in the Chizity chat, guys. Yo. And certainly, as you're sliding on in, smash that Lizardy like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff, guys. You know what to do. Rush it. I see you wheeling crypto. First miner in line. Yo, that's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Got some familiar peeps. Always can count on them to be here all the time. Yo. So I'm glad to see you wheeling crypto. And as we sit there and wait for other amazing, awesome people to start sliding on into the Chizity chat, guys, let's kind of just go over things in the market, guys. Yo. Hey, how come that's not showing what it's supposed to be showing? It's got my picture here, but it's got a black screen behind it. Aw. Let's see here. Properties. And I want Ultra Gear. There we go. Oh my god. That was amazing. Got it all under control. I don't know why it was showing that screen. There's like no reason for that. But whatever. Oh, you know what I probably did? I know what it is. I pulled my computer out to pull the EK water block out so that I could clean the open up the EK water block and actually clean it out on the inside. It was a little gross in there that needed to be desperately cleaned. So I now know new maintenance on a PC makes me kind of want to open up my GPU water block and do the same. We'll wait until I start seeing any significant. If I start seeing issues, I will certainly be pulling that out of here and cleaning it 100%. But as you guys are sliding on in, I see a few of you guys sliding in now. Smash that Lizardy like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. Yo. So we have that Bizity Bitcoin pulling back, kind of like I was saying. I've been saying it this whole time. Ethereum, Bitcoin's gonna pop up, trade out sideways a little bit, small little pullback, very healthy before we go to the next leg up. Now, there is some news to kind of go along with that. And that's pretty much the idea that there was some liquidations in the market, and it didn't seem like it really affected the market too much. I think it was like a little bit of a lagging indicator that now that the liquidated longs have been, I mean, basically they would have to they have to purchase in. Or add more to their coverage. So I think there's more people that are going to be betting more to the upside on all of this too. I think that's also what helped a lot of the stuff out. I mean, yes, there was liquidations, but I think there was a vast majority of people that were ready to buy, and also added to their positions of betting along on the market, guys. And for anybody, if you're sliding down these lists on here, guys, if you guys have been mining Caspa before this nice little pump, congratulations. If you've been mining all the way back here since let's see here, since like at least Monday. If you were mining Caspa before Monday, anytime, all that Caspa has gone up in value. Congratulations. You bet big, you bet and won on it. Don't look at the meteoric percentage rises on there. Look at the spread. So I mean, you might have been mining it at under 2 cents or below that. And it peaked out right around 4 cents, a little over 4 cents, not by much, slid back a little bit, but Bitcoin slid back too. And now we're looking at 3.5 cents. if you've been mining since Monday, you are still up. So you're still up, what, 74, 75% from where you were. I'm going to take that as a win, guys. This is where, if you're thinking that the market's going to correct itself a little bit further, you might want to lock in some of those gains, whether you're using Tether or just sliding it into Bitcoin. That is on you if that's the route that you're going. If you're trying to bet big on Caspa and you're looking at, Caspa is going to keep going up, then it's on you again if you're going to hold on to it. To each person it's up to each individual person of how you are participating in the network, right? How are you mining? Are you holding on to this stuff, onto that same particular coin? I know a bunch of people, they kept coins from every single thing they've mined on. They've kept some coin, not all of it, but some. That moon bag type of deal. It's like if you had X amount of coin and you kept 2% of what you mined. Some people, that's what I've seen them do. Not particularly what I do, but I've seen other people do that, and it's worked out great for their strategy, and other times it doesn't. I held on to 50 Bitcoin private, and it's absolutely worthless. I'm at that point now. I pretty much, if I'm going to liquidate into another coin, I'm just going to go ahead and liquidate into another coin. It's just far easier at that point for me to just kind of transfer everything I got into one direction. and like I said, it just makes my life easier when it comes down to mining and paying bills. Love looking at the markets and stuff like that. We got the S&P 500 up a little bit, NASDAQ 100 down a pinch. The US dollar is weakening against other currencies. A lot of people are believing this is about to speed up. If you are in that same camp as me, thinking that the US dollar is going to continue to lose its dominancy, we will see asset classes go up in value versus the dollar, because it takes more of those same dollars to buy the same asset class. So a lot of times my whole viewpoint is Bitcoin didn't change in price. It just now takes more of them to buy it. If there's enough demand on the supply, price goes up naturally. That's something that gets factored in too. But also, if your government inflates the currency faster than demand, and they can inflate it fast and outpace the rise of Bitcoin over time, then in a localized economy, you will see that price go up in relative of performance to the dollars that you're spending on there. So just kind of keep that in mind too, that as your local currency, whether you're in the United States like myself or abroad in another country, each one of those countries will have its own unique ecosystem on its own current local currency. And that could pose, make it real expensive or real cheap for you to buy the same Bitcoin. And that's where, if you're able to, some people arbitrage the price of Bitcoin between countries, pegging it against different currencies. There's people who do that in the Forex, and where they're trading currencies directly. I don't recommend it, but if there's a good enough of an arbitrage, I see why some people would clue in on something like that and try to take advantage of it. I tell people it's kind of risky getting into other exchanges from other countries, especially when they're showing a lot of price volatility. There's usually a bit of a risk to that. You can be looking at an exchange, you put your Bitcoin into there to be able to lock it in the tether and then bounce it out. And then all of a sudden, that exchange locks up on you as you got your Bitcoin there. Now you can't do anything with the Bitcoin until the market calms down before that exchange finally reopens trading pairs again, like Coinbase, God, got those allergies. It's been raining today. Fucking Coinbase. God. Some more of those allergies. Yo, what up? Automatic Beats. What up, what up? So, and again, you can sit there and look at a lot of these Bitcoin trading charts. And if you got, like I say, if you got good data, you can make some predictive analysis that you'll be right a little more than 50% of the time. Does not make me a guru, guys, in any way, shape, or form. I am not a guru. But here we are. We've beaten out the last low. We bounced off of it. So if I were a betting man at this point, right? We're going to go ahead and want to put you right about there, right? Okay, so and settings on this. We wanted a little bit of a different color here. Let's go for, nope, that blends in too much. All right. I'll do like a peach color. It looks like peach to me. And then let's thicken up that line so it really just stands out really nice. Bam, just like that. So if I was a betting man, right? And now I'm not sitting here saying that it can't dip below this imaginary line that I just put in. We'll just call it for what it is. So if I was to sit there and take the data that I've been seeing, right? Bam, 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 bam. Kiss the line at least once. We did that here, and then we go up. Now, this is the first time we're rolling over in the same cycle where we're like bam, and then hit it a second time and then blast it up, right? Now, it doesn't mean that we can't go below this line at all like it did over here. But is this the next support line? It very well could be a good support line. Depends on how we blow through this. If we blow through it hard, I'm not talking like this down here, guys. I'm talking like we blow down and then go back into that $22,000 Bitcoin range. That's blowing through this, and we go back into our support area. I don't see us going too much further past our support area. I would say that the bottom floor would be $22,000. But I could see it pulling back down to the, let's say, 25.5 would be where I think that we could potentially come down to. It's just me. It's a potential that we could come down to this range. Now, it doesn't mean that it's going to. We could sit there and just toe tap this 26.6 line and then rock it right back out. But we've basically bounced off of this area 3 times with wicks. We've wicked off of that line 3 times. So is it feasible that we can have a candle come down to it, kiss it, and come back off? Yes. A lot of times candle wicks show a support breakdown, but it doesn't mean that it always is. Considering that we did have a leg up after the third touch with a wick, like it was being rejected away from that to the upside. If that's the case, we can see another push back down and then another leg back up. But how many times can you hit that line, that 26.6 line before you break through? Hard to say. But we haven't really hit it. We've only wicked to it. A lot of people would argue the fact that in order to really hit it and respect that 26.6, you have to have the main body of the candle hit it. And if that's the case, we could certainly see it pull back down to there. And as long as it holds that neckline, I think we're doing good. I think we are. But trading out sideways is just as good. Yo, what up, Patrick? What's up, Dakota Miner? You cold out there, bro? You're like, it's burr cold. It's great for the mining rigs, though. I know it's been raining today. We've been getting a pinch of warmer weather. Not like super warm, but it was a little. I mean, I was able to go out to the mailbox, and it was not bad. I mean, it's not like shorts weather, but it wasn't like winter cold. I was able to feel the humidity in the air, which is, that's that spring air. I mean, we've totally got that spring air, fresh air. It's awesome. 80 degrees in southern Illinois today. You in southern Illinois. Northern Illinois is 57 degrees right now. So there's like, what, a 23 degree difference between southern Illinois and northern Illinois? Too funny, automatic boots. I see we have another Crookinoyan. Crookinoys and, growing up in Chirac. All right. So let's go ahead and get into today's little topic, right? So there's some exciting news and then like news that I'm like, I'm kind of like, man, kind of sucks at the same time. And let me get into this one. So here's the new SRB Miner Multi. 2.2.4 helps out with Dynex. So as long as you've got a motherboard that can support this and GPUs that can support this, I'm gonna sit there and say mostly that they don't have all the GPUs in there and they have an issue with the callouts for multiple GPUs. They don't have the NV tools for the A2000s in it. So, I mean, there's just like a lot of little things. So my EVGA XE3s do not work with 2.2.4 or 2.2.3. So now I've got 2 generations of miners that I cannot use the newest stuff for it. Why? Have no idea. But my XE3 GPUs, when I turn on the miner, the fans literally turn off. No clue why it does that, but it just turns the fans completely off on it, which makes it useless to use, right? No point on using a miner that it stops you from adequately cooling it. But it would hash, that's the what messed up part. Then with like the A2000s, it will submit bad shares and it consistently looks for trying to connect in with the Malib on Dynex with only the new miner, right? I can use 2.2.3, but not the 0.4. It's a little on the irritating side that my A2000s won't do it. It seems to be something that's tied in with Hive. I'm going to put it out there like that I believe that this is something tied in directly to how Hive is implementing the miner. So, and the reason being is I cannot put my new, or say, not the new, I can't put it on my 1070s and 1070 Ti's in Hive, but I have it running in Simple Miner OS. I get the hash rate doubling effect on Simple Miner OS, and the motherboards are practically the same. So it's not a motherboard thing, it's not a CPU thing. It's, in my opinion, it's how Hive is implementing the miner. There is something messed up with what they're doing, and I don't know if it's that I need to be updating the NVIDIA drivers on this. I was going to start playing around with this to kind of see if I can scratch the bottom of the reason why it seems to give me Malib issues. If I have no problems with it booting up with the GPUs, like the XC3s having a complete issue on it, I can run anything else but an XC3 on it. Outside of that, right? Everything else looks like it boots up just fine. And then when you're looking at the dashboard, when you're looking at it from Hive, it looks like it's going fine until you start watching the rejection counter going up just as fast as the accepted shares. So it just starts to give bad shares. Your half of your shares are bad. Now I don't know if that's, but if I'm wasting half the time sitting there erroring out and it's sitting there trying to reconnect to Malib, there's a problem. And I'm not sure, it's like I've done a bunch of different things. There's no rhyme or reason. I've got old drivers on some things because it's a pain in the butt to be updating some of these motherboards. Some of them are like, they're basically the equivalent of a laptop on a mining board using LPDDR3. So it's DDR3 RAM, but it's laptop RAM. You are wondering why a scam coin isn't mining properly. No, it's not why the scam coin's not mining properly. It's why the developers of either SRB Miner Multi is not implementing the GPU properly, or why Hive isn't doing it properly. And I'm leaning more towards that it's a Hive issue than anything else. That's just me. My gut tells me it's a Hive problem. It's not the algorithm that's mining on. It is literally how Hive is implementing it, because I could sit there and dial it back onto a different miner and it works just fine. So it's one of those things that I'm not sure why Hive is having such a problem with, especially with my XC3s. It's a shame. It truly is a shame that it's not working properly. I was going to sit there and update the drivers next on that one and see if that fixes it. Seeing that it has more than one XC3 on there, I doubt that that's a problem, because we have two different BIOS callouts for it, because one's a 3080 and one's a 3090. They are not the same BIOS. So, it's like, but they might have some commonality between the fan callout. But still, it should be enough difference between the two that it shouldn't have that problem. I mean, at a point where I've got to not only turn the rig off, it's like I got to turn all power off of get the power off of those cards altogether, turn everything off, and then reboot the rig, just to get the fans to start working again. So there's something with what it does when it does its call out from the SRB miner. But it seems like, I don't know if it's Hive doing that, like they messed up something, or if it's the miner itself having that problem. But outside of that, the rest of them should be working just fine. I've got motherboards that are like junk memory motherboards that are able to sit there and handle the 2.2.4. And I've got better ones that can't. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. And then of course, it's like I haven't played around with it all the way, but yeah, it just seems like it's either the drivers are having an issue or Hive is. That's just my opinion on it. I could be absolutely wrong, and it could be the SRB miner is the issue. But considering there's other things that I have working, and it's not an issue on it. It's just weird. It really is. Let me know if you guys are having any similar issues with the SRB miner multi 2.2.4. Let me know if you're having similar problems, and if you figured a workaround on it. Certainly share that information out with me too, because then I could sit there and help out other people that might be having a similar problem. We're trying to help out the community leveling up. All right. So, and then of course, with all of this being stated, what's the most profitable coin out there? If we're going to have an issue trying to mine, well, that's going to be Dynex. So Dynex is going to be one of the most profitable coins out there right now to be mining on that GPUs. So if you guys are looking for GPU mining, guys, this is going to be the way to go. It's like I've been staying away. I've been just kind of bouncing around on some of the more top coins that people have been talking about. Dynex, Nexa, Radian. It's like I'm having issues that Kathy Woods gives me. Oh, that's too funny. So you're stumped. So, at 11 cents per kilowatt hour, if you've got a 3090, you're making $1 a day after power. 3080, you're making $1 a day after power. Not bad, guys. Not bad at all. 2080 Ti, you're making $1 a day, guys, after power. That's actually pretty good. So if you guys got 2080 Ti's, you're now finally almost as profitable as a modern GPU with hardware that is now 2 generations old, right? Not bad at all. 3070 Ti, you're making about 75 cents a day after electric. If you've got a 3080 12 gig, they're saying that you should either be doing Nexa. I wouldn't be doing Chinet. I will not touch that unless I can have it auto convert into Litecoin as soon as I get payout, because I do not want to hold on to that. Your next one's going to be Caspa, where you'll be making about 48 cents a day, and instead of 60 cents a day. So sometimes it's not a bad idea to kind of bounce around and see where things are really profitable at. Again, be careful of what pools you are participating in. Make sure that you can earn full payout, when it comes down to switching off of it. Unless you're on a pool that just auto converts and you get payouts, to me that's the best way, for me at least, personally. Everybody can, to each their own after that. A 6800 XT should be on that Meow, making 60 cents on Meow coin. That's Red Panda's favorite little coin there is Meow. But I don't like the deal with that one just because low volume. It is a mega poop coin. I do like cats. I do have cats. But I do not have Meow coin. I'll personally guarantee you that. So for here, you're going to be looking at like Caspa. If you're not going to go after a Meow coin, you'd be making 55 cents a day on Caspa. If you swap that over onto Dynex, you'd be making 35 cents a day. Yo, profit, still profit, right? It depends on how you want to profit chase. Depending on your pool, if you're able to do it, swap around. But it looks like even Nexa on a 6800 XT would be doing better. You'd be looking at 41 cents a day on Nexa. So there are a few reasons to be mining even Nexa, but you've got Caspa set up already. Certainly that will be a winning ticket right there if you're wanting to stay off of a low cap coin like MeowCoin. CMP 90HX is on that Meow. Oh, 6800 on that Meow. I just won't touch it. No. Let's see here. 7900 XTX. You'll be looking at 42 cents a day on Caspa. Let's see here. An A380. It should be mining Dynex. You make 35 cents a day on Dynex, guys. Yo. What miner are they using with this? SRB miner. Yo, check that out. So SRB miner actually it can be utilized with the A380s or the A series Intel ARC cards. Yo, not bad. 6600 XT should be on Dynex, making 31 cents a day. Let's see here. A 580. A 580 should be on Dynex. A 580 makes 26 cents a day after electric. Bro, that's ancient hardware at this point. In PC world, that is super old gear. Super old gear. Polaris cards making profit in 2023? Damn. I only mine with 1050 Ti's. Let's see here. 1050 Ti. Let's see here. 1050 Ti for ancient old hardware, guys. Again, you'd be making 10 cents a day after electric. This thing uses like 13 cents of power, like 10 to 13 cents. You make 10 cents a day with it. Even a 1050 Ti, and this is at 11 cents per kilowatt hour, guys. You're profitable. With even old ancient hardware, guys. The old stuff. CMP 30HX. You'd be making a penny a day. After that, you start to lose money, guys. So at 1060, you'd be losing 14 cents a day. A CMP 70HX, you'd be losing 21 cents a day. And an AMD BC250. Why would you even be using that? Why? You'd be losing 3 cents a day. I mean, I get it that you're going to make it mines, but why? It's like, you're going to be a Bitcoin billionaire, right? Automatic beats, you're almost there. Soon you can quit your day job. 10 cents at a time. You'll get there. In somebody else's lifetime, probably. Too funny, too funny. So, I mean, this is basically where you're going to be sitting at on a lot of these coins here. Now, remember, guys, that some of these calculators don't have all the GPUs calculated out, and I'm still having issues trying to get all of my GPUs to mine on the latest SRB miner that also reduced the dev fee by 0.5%. So you're only getting, instead of getting charged 3%, you're now getting charged 2.5%, which is awesome. Except that I can't use that miner yet, which means that I'm still stuck at 3% on some of my rigs because of the lack of support. And that's where you can put your conspiracy here, that hat on, go, oh, they're trying to keep a certain amount of people on this one and everybody else off of that one. It seems that way too, but if it wasn't for the fact that I have 1070 Ti's and 1070 mixed rig on Simple Miner utilizing the newest the newest SRB miner, I know that the other 1070 Ti and 1070 rigs should be able to do the same thing. And the fact that I cannot is very telling of the issue. So that's where it makes me lead to believe that it's on Hive's end that the issue resides. Is that Hive is not liking the integration of that. I'm not sure what's going on, why it has such the problem, and only with certain rigs, and there's no rhyme or reason. I have a good motherboard that it's having an issue with. I have two motherboards that are basically the same motherboard, same chip underneath it, 2700 AMD. One has no problem with it, the other one does. So it's not like it's a hardware issue or anything stupid like that. I wish I can sit there. Like I said, I'm gonna try to update the drivers on some of them and see if that fixes the problem, and yada yada yada. We'll go from there, guys, and I will report to you in the next day or two over that one. Because like I want to enjoy some more profits. Just saying. And then of course we got the broad A620 ecosystem support here. ASRock, ASUS, Gigabyte, MSI, BioStar. These are going to be your budget-friendly boards. They are not going to be piled in there with a bunch of VRM power for the CPU. This is going to support 88 watt max CPU power limit by default. This may not apply to all designs. So if you try to put too big of a CPU in here and you put it underneath load, it may become might not be stable under a big load. And what that'll do is that it's because it's being undervolted at that point. So you're either going to have to make sure that it does not get, if you're using a bigger chip than this board was designed for, it should still fire up. It should still have chip support. It's just you're going to leave a lot of performance on the table. Now, if you're like myself, where I'm like, you know what, I'll either pick the CPU to be really good and get a cheaper motherboard and allow that motherboard to, allow me to upgrade through into future motherboards and get better ones. Or you go after a better motherboard and you get a cheaper CPU and it allows you to expand through the CPU. You got to figure out which direction you want to do your expanding from. Do you want to just get the best chip there is right off the bat? The 2900X, because the X3D, don't get it. And this way you've got good performing chip, and then in a year or two you can get rid of that board, get the better board in there, get the an A670, and get the better motherboard for your chipset, and get all the performance you've been leaving on the table. Everything swaps right on over to it, even from a mining perspective. To me it is all the same. If I've got at least one PCIe by 16 and one PCIe by 1, I can slot 8 GPUs on that bad boy, no problem. So these boards are perfectly viable. They've all got a by 1 and a PCIe by 16. So with that being said, we can get U-bit 4-way splitters on here, and these will all beautifully mine out. And just know that we are going to be hampered by wattages and stuff like that. And you're more you cut down the board, the less usable PCIe lanes. right? So A620, no overclocking. Everything else going above that, the B650, and going up all the way into the X670 board sets, you are going to have a lot more support for all of this stuff. And there's different flavors of the B650 and the X670 guys. So kind of pay attention to which one. One will be a little bit more money than the other because you got more throughput on these. More throughput means that you get better data transfer, especially if you're doing proof of useful work that's going to be utilizing the lanes a little bit more to take advantage of the CPU on this. So with that being said, that's what you're going to be looking at. Let's see here. Maximum SATA ports or PCIe 3.0. A620, you're going to have four in the B650 area, and the X670, you get everything. So you get all the SATA support that you're going to need for firing up fans, if that's what you're, not fans, blah, for plugging in hard drives. So if you want to have more expandability, you're going to get into X670. You'll have more expandability into your board. So keep that in mind too. That just because you might not be utilizing all your data lanes, but if you have it kitted out for what you need, you want it to be able to be as fast as possible. But also on a budget. Also on a budget. Oop. I'm supposed to press that button. And if you didn't see that really fast, that was an amazing little thing that I've been keeping an eye on this one. El Salvador seems to be becoming the Bitcoin capital of the world. El Salvador removes all taxation related to tech innovation for economic growth. He is getting rid of, Nayib Bukele is getting rid of income tax and all of this stuff since he has declared war on MS-13 gangs. The country has been way more profitable. They are not being extorted on a daily basis. They've given the IMF the middle finger. They've given the U.S. government the middle finger for their currency. They do not want to utilize that. Yes, there's people who still utilize it because they want to hold on to that Bitcoin. That's their savings account out there. There are people who want to FUD it and say, oh, no, nobody's really using it. It is a very vibrant economy out there. Very, very vibrant. So I'm happy to see that El Salvador is not only taking back the economic wealth back into the country, but they're redistributing that same economic prosperity to the people. They're not giving them money like here in the United States, where we can put everybody on universal basic income and you'll own nothing and be happy. They're actually trying to encourage people to take control of their own wealth and take control of potential opportunities in their life to be able to prosper even more. And sometimes taking away some of the roadblocks of having to be extorted to the government helps out a lot. They are getting closer to having the volcano bonds be out there. As soon as I hear word from one of my buddies that the volcano bonds are able to be bought, I will let you guys know if you guys are interested in volcano bonds from El Salvador, because they are going to be backed up by that visiting Bitcoin. So if you guys are interested in that, I'll definitely let you guys know whenever it becomes. Like I say, I tell people to stay away from bonds. I'll give this one a try just to be fully transparent. I would buy at least one bond. From as far as I know, I think they want to do the issuance on the bonds to be about $100 a bond. And I don't think that he was talking about there being a minimum. So that means you can buy one bond, have your small exposure to El Salvador going into economic prosperity and economic independence, as the IMF has a meltdown with El Salvador taking this approach. Very funny, very funny. And I always like to sit there and end the stream off with something kind of positive in the news, something funny or something like that, right? Yo, somebody is going to be putting out a $1.7 million Bitcoin bounty to be sent to the moon in an interplanetary exploration incentive. So, I mean, I get that a lot of private people blast out satellites up in space. This one's a little interesting. A company specializing in social intelligence for cryptocurrency ecosystem, Lunar Crush, has announced its intentions to send a treasure chest of 62 Bitcoin, valued at approximately $1.76 million at the time of writing, to the moon, literally. So there'll be 62 Bitcoin being sent to the moon. I would like to see if this is any more than a marketing stunt, and do they actually do that? I mean, it's not hard to sit there and blast out a rocket and aim it for the moon, right? I get it. It's probably not that hard to do so. Solid state rocket, something big enough that has enough mass to be able to get through the atmosphere without burning up, and then, of course, safely landing on the moon. I mean, I know people that have hidden a single Bitcoin here and there. There's little treasure hunts around the world where you can find some Bitcoin. They exist. There are waterproof boxes that have been buried around the world that have 1 Bitcoin in it or more. Am I hoping to find one of those? If I find one, would I be happy? Oh yeah. So I mean, it's kind of one of those things of, logistically, how can they do that? And if Lunar Crush is going to be sending Bitcoin out, are they going to keep a copy of the private keys? And yeah, we sent it out. See, look, this is our rocket. And the Bitcoin's, very well safe now, just on the moon, because it's on a paper wallet, not an actual. Because you got to think about it. It's got to be able to survive. One, going through the atmosphere. So the rocket has to be good enough to go through the upper atmosphere without burning up, and then you got to have enough speed to be able to make it to the moon and have the moon pass by as the rocket's going through that thing. Otherwise, bye Bitcoin. That's going to go into deep space somewhere, and you just blew 63 Bitcoin. And that's another thing that would make me think, okay, did they keep the private key just in case their trajectory was a little off? Don't need to sit there and put Bitcoin into deep space. I'm just saying, it'd be kind of weird. Alien picks it up and be like, I do not understand what these weird things are on this ancient text scroll, So if they miss, what happens, right? Imagine Hunger Games version just to get a Bitcoin. Yeah. Sounds like the U.S. government would do. Exactly. You know, blast off something in the outer space. Look what we did. And then they transfer the coin right back into a different wallet. Nobody ever double checks it afterwards. Yeah, I could see it. I could really see it. Now, if they are legit about it, and Lunar Crush does this, and they're actually freaking legit about it, you know, if Bitcoin hit $2 million per Bitcoin, 63 Bitcoin is a life-changing event. How many people would rush up there to go get 63 Bitcoin? You know, what about 10 million per Bitcoin? You know, 63 Bitcoin. You know, I mean, that's basically what we're really looking at the end of the day, right? Bam. So does anybody have any other comments or questions before I head up out of here, guys? If you do not have any other comments or questions, certainly drop some FAs in the Chizity chat, guys, because you guys are rated F for frickin' awesome. Yo, that's right, guys. That is right. Anybody got any other comments or questions? Otherwise, certainly smash that Lizzie like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so and you made it this far. Hit the bell notification or double check to make sure that the bell notification is turned on for everything. And then share this out with your, to your favorite social media and all that good stuff. Help me get the word out to more of you awesome people. Nope, caught the stream late again. Don't. Hey, key point. If you rewatch the video and you got any questions at the end of the video, put it into the comments down below and I'll certainly answer them. I have no problem answering questions, or you know where to find me in the Discords. Hit me up there. Links to that are down below. And if you guys would love to have your rigs hosted at the Family Mine, guys, come check out the Family Mine LLC. Get into the Patreons. This way you guys can get into the VIP seat. This way you can guarantee that you're going to be able to have 11.5 cents per kilowatt hour. I was trying to get lower, cheaper power, but got set behind just a little bit here, guys. Just a little bit. So if I can get... I just got to be able to get to the next tiering of power, and then I should be able to see my power rate drop down. This one's going to take a little bit before I can do that. So until I can get the agreement that I used to, like the people that were putting our power through originally, we were utilizing an old power agreement. She's getting rid of the company altogether and turning it off. There's no more business for her anymore, so she's going to be getting rid of the company namesake and stuff like that. So she's going to be giving up an old account here, and because of that, we're going to have to go onto our own. So we're not going to be able to take advantage of a 30-plus-year-old power agreement contract that was old as dirt. And then as soon as we can qualify for the newer power agreement, if we can get down to the next level on that, which I see that we should be able to, we should be able to drop our power down even further. And then hopefully at a later date, we'll be able to offer you guys a little bit of a better deal. But as of right now, because things have changed, we're going to be looking at 11 cents per kilowatt hour. And I know for a lot of people, like friends of mine in California, they're paying 75 cents per kilowatt hour. There are people in Chicago that are paying, I think they're like right around 15 cents a kilowatt hour, give or take. So I mean, it helps out a lot of people. I mean, if you've already negotiated with your power company and you've got some sweetheart deal and you can mine at your house and you got enough available power and you can deal with the heat and the noise and all that good stuff, don't send your stuff to me. You know, I'm not telling you guys to sit there and do it. I mean, I'm still running stuff at my house. But it's, you know, it's for the people who are having an issue with the heat, people who have issues with the noise level that it's producing, or your power is just outrageous, or you would just like to show some support to your homie over here and you want to say that you got your gear hosted at the Family Mine. We love that stuff too, guys. Yo. So thank you everybody for being here. All that good stuff as usual. Don't just click off the video, guys. Wait until YouTube does that little suggestion of garbage videos. No, just kidding. There's just other videos. Click on one of those and then click off of it. Seems that the click-through rate for YouTube seems to actually be working. So the few of you guys that are actually doing this and participating with me on this, I thank you a lot. You are making a difference. You truly are. Because all of a sudden my channel's back on the growing side again. Yo, it's been like, I thought I was being severely shadow banned. I probably was. But I've changed. Changed some stuff up on how I'm swearing is very minimum now. And I know that with the old YouTube czar leaving, we got a new YouTube manager in here. Things have changed a little bit, so hopefully things are getting better for my channel here. But thank you everybody for being here. All that good stuff. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Peace out. Stay savage. And may your watts be low and your hash be high. I'll see you on the next one.